In a small sun-baked village surrounded by hills and dusty fields, lived a man named Rahim. He was a single father, caring for his young son, Imran, since the day his wife had passed away. Life was never easy for them, yet Rahim faced every challenge with quiet strength. Each morning he woke before the sun, tying his worn shoes, packing a simple lunch, and heading off to work as a carpenter. His hands were rough from years of labor, but he was proud of the work he did. Even though money was tight, he always found a way to provide for Imran, filling his little world with stories, laughter, and lessons about honesty and kindness. Imran, though small, was sharp and full of curiosity. He loved watching his father carve wood, listening to the rhythmic tapping of the hammer against nails and imagining magical shapes in the rough pieces of timber. Yet he often wondered why their house was so small and simple, while other homes in the village looked big and bright. Rahim always told him, "Son, happiness is not in the size of a house, but in the love we share inside it." Imran would nod, sometimes pretending he understood, and other times feeling a little longing for something more. At the edge of the village, beyond the winding dirt path lined with wildflowers and broken fences, there stood an old crumbling house. Its walls were patched with mud and clay, the roof sagged in the middle, and weeds grew taller than the windows. This was Grandma Farida's home. She had once been a lively woman, known for her laughter and generosity. When children fell, she was there to bandage their knees. When families struggled, she shared her food. Her stories of the past filled every corner of her home with warmth. But now, time and hardship had taken their toll. Most villagers avoided her house, saying it was unsafe and beyond repair. Rahim often walked past her house on his way to work. He remembered the days when, as a small boy, he would run to her door for a warm meal or a story. She had been a guiding light in his childhood, and now he saw her frail figure struggling with the broken roof, carrying buckets of water for her garden, or sweeping dust from the cracked floor. One rainy evening, as dark clouds gathered over the hills, Rahim saw her climbing a small ladder, attempting to fix a loose plank on the roof. The wind howled and the rain threatened to push her off balance. Without thinking twice, Rahim ran to her side. "Grandma, step down, please. You can't do this alone." Grandma Farida looked surprised but smiled softly. "Rahim, you are always in a hurry." "I did not want to trouble you." Rahim helped her down gently. "You are not troubling me, Grandma. I owe you more than words can say. Let me help you." "I know I am not rich, but I can restore your home." "We can make it strong again." Tears filled her eyes as she held his hand. "You are a good man, Rahim. I never expected this." Rahim smiled and ruffled Imran's hair, who had come running after his father. "Son, we are going to help Grandma Farida. It won't be easy, but together we can do it." Imran's eyes shone with excitement. He loved helping others and learning new things. "Can I help too, Baba?" "I want to fix the house." Rahim chuckled. "Yes, my son. You can start by fetching tools and cleaning the yard. There's a lot to do, and every hand counts." The next morning, Rahim and Imran arrived at Grandma Farida's home with their tools. They began with the basics, cleaning the overgrown yard. Imran pulled weeds while Rahim repaired broken fences. It was hard work, but the sun shone brightly, and birds sang from the nearby trees. Sometimes they paused to catch their breath, and Grandma Farida would bring out fresh bread and sweet tea, cheering them on. As days passed, they faced many challenges. The roof was weaker than they thought. The walls needed extra support, and some parts of the house were infested with termites. But Rahim never gave up. He measured, cut, and hammered with precision. Imran watched closely, learning every detail. Sometimes Imran's small hands were clumsy with tools, but Rahim encouraged him. "It's okay, son. Mistakes help us learn. Soon you will be better than me." The villagers started noticing the change. Some came out of curiosity, others out of concern. "Why are you spending so much time on that old house?" one man asked. Rahim replied calmly, "Because it belongs to someone who gave so much to all of us. She deserves a safe home." Slowly, the villagers began to offer small help too. One brought fresh paint, another carried timber, and a few even shared meals with the hard-working pair. Rahim welcomed them all, thankful for their kindness. Inside the house, progress was visible. Walls were patched, the roof was reinforced, and the floor was cleaned and polished. Imran loved sweeping the corners, seeing the old dust disappear like magic. Grandma Farida watched with pride, amazed at how the father and son worked tirelessly without asking for anything in return. She often whispered, "I never imagined my home would look like this again. Thank you, Rahim. Thank you, Imran." One evening, as the sun set behind the hills, Rahim sat on a small wooden bench outside the house. Imran leaned against him, tired but happy. The village was quiet, except for the chirping of crickets and the gentle rustling of trees. Rahim took a deep breath. "Son, look at what we have done. Little by little, it is becoming a home again, not just for Grandma, but for all of us who believe in kindness and hard work." Imran smiled sleepily. "Baba, when we finish, will Grandma let me have a little garden? I want to plant flowers and vegetables." Rahim laughed softly. "Of course, son. A garden for you and her will make the house even brighter." Grandma Farida joined them, holding a small lantern. "You two have done more than I ever expected. I see not just a house being restored, but hope being brought back into my life. You remind me that even in hard times, goodness exists." That night, as Rahim and Imran walked home under the starry sky, they felt proud. The road ahead was still long, and there were many repairs left to do. But their hearts were full. They had begun something larger than themselves, a promise to bring life back into a forgotten place, and so, the journey of rebuilding Grandma Farida's dirt house had begun, not just with wood and nails, but with love, patience, and a determination that could light up the darkest corners of the world. The next morning, Rahim and Imran woke up early, just as the first rays of sunlight touched the village. The work on Grandma Farida's house was far from finished. While the walls had been patched and the roof partially fixed, many parts of the house still needed care. Rahim packed his toolbox and nodded to Imran. "Today we start with the roof. It is the most important part. If it leaks again, all our work inside will be ruined." Imran, excited but nervous, carried the smaller tools. "I will help, Baba. I will hold the ladder and pass the nails." Rahim smiled. "Good, son. Stay careful, and we will do this together." As they reached the house, they noticed the villagers gathering near the road. Some were curious, some skeptical. A few whispered among themselves, "Do you think they can really fix it?" Rahim ignored them. He had learned long ago that doubt and gossip never built houses or homes. They began by removing the old broken planks from the roof. Each plank was heavy, waterlogged, and fragile. Rahim lifted them one by one, setting them aside. Imran tried to help, but the planks were too heavy for him. Rahim guided his small hands to carry lighter pieces carefully, teaching him patience and precision. By midday, sweat soaked their clothes. The sun blazed in the sky and the wind carried dust into their eyes. Grandma Farida appeared with fresh tea and bread, placing it on a small table near the house. "Drink this, children. You need strength to finish your work." Imran drank the tea eagerly and munched on bread. "Baba, do you think the roof will be strong enough soon?" Rahim paused, wiping his forehead. "Yes, son. It will take time, but each plank we place is a step closer. We must work carefully, not quickly." While Rahim and Imran worked, a sudden noise startled them. From behind the house, a small group of goats ran across the yard, knocking over a pile of wooden beams. Imran jumped back, almost losing his balance on the ladder. Rahim quickly steadied him. "Careful, son. Animals are unpredictable. Let's move them away before we continue." Rahim's calm voice reassured Imran. Together they guided the goats out of the yard. Grandma Farida chuckled softly. "It seems even the goats want to test your patience today." After lunch, Rahim began to notice another problem. Some of the roof beams were rotten deep inside, invisible at first glance. "These beams are too weak, Imran. If we use them, the roof might collapse." Imran frowned. "Then what do we do, Baba?" Rahim thought for a moment. "We need stronger wood. I will go to the carpenter's workshop and bring the best planks. We can replace the old ones and make the roof safe." Imran's eyes sparkled. "I want to come with you, Baba." Rahim hesitated. "The workshop is busy today. I will go quickly and come back before it gets dark. You stay with Grandma Farida and help her in the garden." "Can you do that?" "Yes, Baba," Imran said, though he wished he could help his father directly. Rahim promised to return with the strong planks. He worked fast at the workshop, choosing the best wood, cutting it to fit, and preparing nails and tools. On the way back, he noticed villagers watching him carry the heavy planks. Some nodded in respect, others whispered, "That man is truly devoted." Rahim only smiled and continued, thinking about the roof and Imran's eager face. When he returned, Imran ran to him carrying a basket of vegetables from Grandma Farida's garden. "Look, Baba, I helped plant seeds. Maybe soon we will have fresh vegetables for everyone." Rahim laughed. "Well done, son. These vegetables will be a feast soon, but first let's focus on the roof." They worked together as the sun began to set. Rahim placed each plank carefully, securing it with nails. Imran passed him tools and held the ladder steady. The wind picked up, making the roof sway slightly, but Rahim stayed calm, instructing Imran to hold tight. Just when it seemed the work would be complete, a sudden rainstorm arrived. Dark clouds covered the sky and rain poured down heavily. Water splashed over the partially repaired roof, and some of the old planks started shifting. Rahim shouted over the rain, "Imran, hold the ladder! Quick, move the tools inside!" They ran to the small covered porch, dripping wet but safe. Grandma Farida appeared with a large umbrella, trying to shield them. "Oh, my children, the rain. Are you hurt?" Rahim shook his head. "No, Grandma, just wet. But we must wait for the rain to stop before finishing the roof." Imran shivered. "Baba, I am cold." Rahim wrapped his jacket around him. "Don't worry, son. Soon we will finish. This rain will not stop us. It is only a small challenge." While waiting, Grandma Farida brought out old photographs of the house when she was young. "Look, Rahim. This house was once full of laughter and music. Your work will bring it back to life." Imran leaned closer, seeing pictures of children playing, families eating together, and Grandma Farida smiling in her bright dress. "Baba, we must make it even better than before." Rahim nodded, feeling a new determination. "Yes, son. We will make it stronger, safer, and more beautiful. This house will not just be a memory. It will be a home for everyone who believes in love and kindness." When the rain finally stopped, the ground was wet and muddy. Rahim and Imran returned to the house, slipping carefully. The roof still needed a few more planks, and some of the walls required extra support. They worked late into the evening, guided by a lantern Grandma Farida placed near the porch. By nightfall, the main structure was stable. The roof no longer leaked, the walls stood firm, and the house looked sturdier than before. Rahim and Imran collapsed on the porch steps, exhausted but happy. Grandma Farida joined them, holding a small bowl of warm soup. "You have done wonders, my children. I cannot thank you enough. This house, it feels alive again." Imran smiled through his tiredness. "Baba, tomorrow we will start on the windows and doors. I want to paint them bright colors." Rahim laughed softly. "Yes, son. We will make it a home full of light and life. Each day we will add a little more love." As they ate their soup, Rahim noticed something unusual near the back of the yard. A small patch of soil seemed disturbed. Curious, he walked closer and found an old box buried in the dirt. With careful hands, he opened it. Inside were a few ancient coins, some old jewelry, and a faded letter. Grandma Farida gasped. "Oh, that is my grandmother's treasure. It was lost when the house fell into ruin. I thought I would never see it again." Imran's eyes widened. "Baba, we found real treasure." Rahim smiled. "Yes, son. But the real treasure is not these coins. It is the house, the memories, and the happiness we are restoring." Grandma Farida hugged them both. "You two are the true treasures. Without your hands and hearts, this house would remain forgotten." As night fell over the village, Rahim and Imran walked home under the stars. They were tired, muddy, and wet from the rain, but their spirits were high. Every plank nailed, every wall patched, and every corner cleaned was a step closer to something greater, a home filled with warmth, laughter, and love. And so, the journey continued. Challenges came. Unexpected storms tested their patience, and surprises reminded them of the importance of memories and hope. Yet Rahim knew that with courage, determination, and the help of his son, no obstacle was too great. Tomorrow would bring more work, more lessons, and more joy. But tonight, under the quiet stars, Rahim and Imran rested, knowing that they were building something far more valuable than wood and clay. They were building a home full of life. The morning sun rose over the village, painting the sky in shades of gold and pink. Rahim and Imran woke early, eager to continue the work on Grandma Farida's house. After the recent rainstorm, the house looked stronger, but much work remained. Today, Rahim planned to focus on the windows and doors, while Imran would help with painting and small repairs. "Son, today we make the house look bright and welcoming," Rahim said as he packed his tools. Imran's face lit up. "Baba, can we paint the doors red and the windows yellow?" Rahim chuckled. Yes, why not? Color will bring life back to this home. As they reached the house, Grandma Farida greeted them with a smile. Good morning, my children. I see your spirits are high. The house already feels warmer than before. Imran ran to the garden, watering the small plants he had planted earlier. Rahim began removing the old broken shutters from the windows. Some were rotten, others warped, but Rahim measured each one carefully, noting what needed replacement. The villagers passed by, some offering encouragement. A few children stopped to watch, whispering excitedly, Do you see? That man is fixing the old house. Rahim ignored the whispers, focused on his work. Imran came to help, holding screws and nails, watching his father carefully. Baba, I want to help with the shutters, he said eagerly. You will, son. But first watch me closely. Then when you understand, you can try. Rahim demonstrated how to remove the old shutters safely. Imran followed, holding the screws steady as Rahim loosened them. It was slow work, but every shutter removed made the house look a little cleaner, a little brighter. After finishing the removal, Rahim and Imran measured new pieces of wood for the shutters. Rahim cut each one precisely, explaining to Imran why the measurements were important. We want the shutters to fit perfectly. A strong house is not just about walls and roof. Every detail matters, Imran nodded, learning quickly. He held pieces of wood steady while his father nailed them carefully into place. Soon all the windows had new, colorful shutters. Rahim stepped back and smiled. Look, son. Already it looks different. The house is coming alive. Grandma Farida's eyes filled with tears. I never imagined seeing my home like this again. You are giving me life, not just a house. After the windows, they moved to the doors. The old main door had cracks and scratches. Rahim repaired the wood, filled gaps with clay, and painted it bright red just as Imran had suggested. The color made the house glow even in the morning sunlight. While they worked, a curious crowd gathered. Villagers stopped to watch, some whispering in amazement. I thought that house would never be fixed, said one woman. Another man nodded. But look at Rahim. He is not just fixing the house. He is creating something beautiful. Imran noticed the villagers and waved shyly. Baba, they are watching us. Rahim smiled. Yes, son. Perhaps they will learn that kindness and hard work can change even the oldest things. By midday, the doors and windows were complete. Rahim and Imran stood back to admire their work. The house, once dull and forgotten, now looked warm and inviting. Grandma Farida's face shone with joy. I feel like my house has a heart again. I can hear the happiness already. While preparing lunch, Rahim noticed the walls still looked plain. Son, what do you think? Should we paint some patterns on the walls? Flowers, maybe? Imran clapped. Yes, Baba, flowers. And maybe butterflies, too. Grandma Farida brought out old brushes and leftover paint she had stored for years. I never thought I would paint again. Perhaps it is time to join you both. Rahim laughed. Of course, Grandma. We can paint together. Every hand will make this house brighter. They began painting flowers, butterflies, and small animals on the walls. Imran worked carefully, adding colorful petals and wings. Grandma Farida painted large flowers near the door, and Rahim added small vines curling along the walls. By late afternoon, the house looked like a piece of art, alive with color and energy. As the work continued, Rahim noticed a small leak in the corner of the roof. It was minor, but could cause damage if left unchecked. He climbed carefully, holding the ladder steady. Imran watched from below, holding a bucket to catch any drips. Rahim patched the leak with clay and nailed an extra plank for support. There, he said. No more water will get in and the house will stay safe. Grandma Farida beamed. I cannot believe this. You have given me more than a house. You have given me hope. I feel like I am young again, seeing all this color and care. As the sun began to set, Rahim and Imran rested on the porch. The sky was painted with shades of orange and pink, reflecting off the colorful walls of the house. Birds sang from nearby trees and the air smelled of fresh paint and wet soil. Imran leaned against his father. Baba, tomorrow I want to plant flowers near the door. The house should have a garden too. Rahim nodded. Yes, son. A garden will make it complete. This house will not just be strong and beautiful. It will be full of life. Suddenly they heard a soft meowing near the garden. A small stray cat with gray fur appeared, looking hungry and cold. Imran's eyes widened. Baba, can we keep it? Rahim smiled. Yes, son. The house is full of kindness. We can share it with those in need. Imran ran to the cat, feeding it some bread and milk. The cat purred loudly, curling up near the colorful walls. Grandma Farida laughed softly. I think this house is meant to be full of joy. Every day brings new life and surprises. That night, Rahim and Imran walked home under the starry sky, tired but happy. Their clothes were stained with paint and dust, but their hearts were full. The village had noticed the transformation. Some villagers began talking about helping with the garden, offering seeds, soil, and small tools. Rahim welcomed every small gesture. Each small help adds up, son. Soon this house will be a symbol of our village's strength and kindness. At home, Imran fell asleep quickly, dreaming of flowers, butterflies, and the colorful house. Rahim sat quietly thinking about the day. So much had changed already, yet the work was not finished. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, perhaps fixing the floor, planting the garden, or adding decorations inside. But Rahim knew that step by step, with patience, they were creating something remarkable. In the quiet of the night, Grandma Farida placed a small candle in the window of her house. The soft glow reflected off the fresh paint, making the house look like it had a heartbeat. Thank you, my children, she whispered. You have not only restored my home, but also my spirit. Rahim smiled in the darkness. We are building more than a house, Grandma. We are building a home where memories live, where hope shines, and where every heart is welcome. The journey of transformation continued. Every wall repaired, every flower planted, every corner cleaned brought the house closer to life. With Rahim's skill, Imran's energy, and Grandma Farida's joy, the dirt house was becoming more than a structure of wood and clay. It was becoming a place of happiness, love, and community. As they slept that night, the house stood strong against the wind and stars, glowing with colors, laughter, and the promise of brighter days ahead. The next morning, Rahim and Imran woke with the sun streaming into their small home. Today promised to be special. After days of fixing the house, painting walls, and repairing the roof, they were ready to create something that would make Grandma Farida's house truly alive. A garden. Imran was particularly excited, running around the room as he packed small gardening tools, seeds, and a basket of soil. Baba, today we make flowers grow. We will have red, yellow, and blue flowers everywhere, Imran said, almost bouncing with energy. Rahim smiled at his son's enthusiasm. Yes, son. Flowers will bring life to the house. They will make everyone who sees it happy. And maybe, even the birds and butterflies will come to visit. Grandma Farida was already waiting at her doorstep, wearing her wide-brimmed straw hat. She held a few clay pots and a basket of seeds she had kept for years. Good morning, my children. I cannot wait to see the house bloom with color and life. Together they began by clearing the yard. The soil was dry and hard, filled with weeds and stones. Imran pulled weeds while Rahim dug small holes for planting. Grandma Farida helped, arranging seeds carefully in neat rows and telling stories of the flowers that had grown in her garden when she was young. This flower here, it is called the sun's kiss, she said, pointing to a small seed. It grows tall and bright, reminding us to always look for light in dark times. Imran's eyes widened. Baba, do you think our flowers will grow big and strong like that? Rahim nodded. Yes, son. If we care for them, water them, and protect them from the wind, they will bloom beautifully. Just like people, flowers need love to grow. As they planted, neighbors began to notice the activity. Some came with baskets of seeds, others with small plants they had nurtured at home. A few children joined, laughing as they dug small holes and sprinkled seeds. One elderly man brought a watering can, saying, I remember when Grandma Farida's garden was full of life. It is wonderful to see it start again. Imran giggled as he handed flowers to other children. We are making the house beautiful. Soon everyone will come to see it. Rahim nodded, grateful for the help. Every small effort counts. Together we can make this place bloom like never before. By midday, a pattern began to emerge in the garden. Rows of bright flowers lined the front of the house, while vegetables and herbs filled the side patches. Grandma Farida was delighted, moving carefully among the plants. This is more than a garden, she said softly. It is a symbol of hope. Your work is giving me life again. While Rahim and Imran watered the plants, they noticed the stray cat from yesterday wandering near a small patch of soil. The cat purred and brushed against their legs. Imran laughed. Look, Baba, even the cat likes our garden. Rahim smiled. Yes, son. Life grows wherever kindness grows. Not just flowers, but every creature will feel welcome here. As the afternoon sun began to lower in the sky, Rahim realized the inside of the house still needed attention. The floors were dusty, The corners needed cleaning and the shelves were old and crooked. "Son, we should finish the inside today too," he said. "A home is not just about walls and gardens. It is about comfort, order, and warmth inside as well." Imran nodded eagerly, carrying a small broom. "I will sweep every corner, Baba. It will be shiny and clean." Grandma Farida joined them, handing them cloths and old polish. "We will work together," she said. "The house should feel as bright inside as it looks outside." The three of them moved through the rooms carefully. Imran swept dust into piles, Rahim polished old wooden shelves, and Grandma Farida tidied small items, arranging them neatly. Even small repairs were made, loose handles fixed, small cracks patched, and broken hinges replaced. By evening, the inside of the house shone with cleanliness and order. Rahim looked around with satisfaction. "Son, Grandma, look at what we have done today. The house is alive with color, plants, and care. It is a home again." Grandma Farida's eyes glistened with tears. "I never imagined seeing this. My heart feels full. You have brought life, hope, and happiness back to this house." Imran beamed. "Baba, tomorrow we can put decorations inside. Maybe pictures, small rugs, and maybe some flowers in pots." Rahim nodded. "Yes, son. Every small detail will make this house feel like it has always been here to welcome everyone." As night fell, the village began to notice the change more clearly. Children ran past the house, pointing at the colorful walls and blooming garden. Neighbors whispered excitedly to each other. "It is like a miracle," one woman said. "That old dirt house is now the brightest place in the village." Rahim and Imran returned home, tired but joyful. "Baba, tomorrow everyone will come to see our work," Imran said, eyes sparkling. Rahim smiled softly. "Perhaps, son. But the real reward is not in what people see. It is in the happiness we have created and shared with Grandma Farida. That is what matters most." The next morning, Rahim brought small rugs, a few framed pictures, and bright curtains. Imran carried small clay pots with tiny flowers, eager to place them inside. Grandma Farida watched with a gentle smile. This house will not just be alive outside. It will be warm and beautiful inside as well. Together, they arranged furniture, hung pictures, and placed flowers on windowsills. Imran was especially proud of arranging small pots along the table. "Baba, it looks so happy inside. I think it smiles now." Rahim laughed softly. "Yes, son, it does. And one day this house will smile for many more people who visit, learn, and enjoy its warmth." By late afternoon, the house was completely transformed. The walls were colorful, the windows and doors shone, the garden bloomed with flowers and vegetables, and the inside was clean, cozy, and inviting. Grandma Farida sat on the porch holding Imran's hand. "You two have done something extraordinary. This house, it is no longer just a home. It is a heart for the village." Rahim looked at the house with quiet pride. "It is amazing what love, patience, and teamwork can do. A small house can become a place of happiness if we care enough." The villagers gathered to see the transformation. Children ran through the garden laughing, while adults admired the colorful walls and neatly planted flowers. One elderly woman said, "I thought it was impossible, but look. Rahim, Imran, and Grandma Farida have brought this house back to life. It is beautiful." Grandma Farida held Rahim's hand, tears in her eyes. "You have done more than repair a house. You have restored hope, joy, and love. I will never forget this kindness." Imran looked up at his father. "Baba, see how everyone is smiling. We did it." Rahim knelt beside him. "Yes, son, we did it. But remember, the house is a symbol. Kindness, hard work, and love can transform even the smallest place. That is the true magic." As the sun set behind the hills, the house glowed with colors, life, and happiness. Birds returned to the garden. The cat curled on the porch, and the gentle wind carried the scent of flowers across the village. Grandma Farida sat quietly, feeling her heart full, while Rahim and Imran looked at the house they had built with their hands, their patience, and their love. It was no longer just a dirt house. It had become a place of joy, a beacon of hope, and a reminder that even the simplest lives could create extraordinary beauty. The morning sun rose gently over the village, casting golden light across the hills and fields. Today was special. Rahim and Imran were finishing the last touches on Grandma Farida's house. After weeks of hard work, painting, repairing, and planting, the dirt house had become a bright, lively home that glowed with warmth. Today they would welcome the villagers to see the transformation. Imran ran around with a basket of flowers. "Baba, everyone will see the garden today. Look at all the colors, red, yellow, blue, and orange. It is beautiful." Rahim smiled at his son's excitement. Yes, son. Today we show everyone how a little love and care can change the simplest house into something extraordinary. Grandma Farida appeared on the porch, wearing her favorite shawl. Her eyes sparkled as she looked at the garden, the colorful walls, and the neatly arranged doors and windows. I cannot believe this, she said softly. It is more than I ever dreamed. You two have given me a home full of life. As the morning grew brighter, the villagers began to arrive. First came a few curious neighbors, then children from nearby homes, followed by elders who had watched the transformation from afar. They stopped at the entrance, mouths open in surprise. One woman whispered, "Is this the same house? I remember it falling apart, dirty and broken." An elderly man nodded. "It is the same house, but look at it now. It is bright, clean, and full of life. This is a miracle." Rahim stepped forward and greeted everyone with a warm smile. "Welcome, friends. Today you are not just visiting a house. You are seeing what love, care, and determination can create. This is Grandma Farida's home, restored not only with wood and clay, but with patience, kindness, and hope." Imran held a small watering can, showing children how to water the plants in the garden. The children laughed and followed his instructions, running from flower to flower. The stray cat from a few days ago wandered among them, purring happily. Grandma Farida walked slowly through the garden, touching each flower, examining the vegetables and herbs. She turned to Rahim and Imran, her voice full of emotion. "I cannot thank you enough. You have done more than repair a house. You have brought life, joy, and love back into this place." Rahim shook his head gently. "Grandma, the credit is yours too. Your care, your stories, your memories, they guided every step of our work. We only helped bring them back to life." The villagers began exploring the house. They admired the colorful walls, the bright shutters, the polished floors, and the cozy interior filled with rugs, flowers, and small decorations. Children ran their fingers along the shelves and tables, fascinated by the care put into every corner. "This is amazing," a man said, looking at the freshly painted walls. "I never thought an old dirt house could become so beautiful. It feels alive." One of the children pointed to the garden. "Look at the flowers. They are so bright. I want to plant flowers like this at home too." Imran's eyes sparkled with pride. "We did it." "Baba, we really did it." Rahim smiled, holding his son close. "Yes, son. But remember, the magic is not just in the house or the garden. It is in the love and care we put into everything we do. That is what makes the difference." Grandma Farida led the villagers to the porch, offering them tea and sweet bread. "Come, everyone. Sit and enjoy. This house is a home for all, and every guest is welcome." As they sat together, stories were shared. The villagers talked about their memories of the house, how it once stood as a place of laughter and kindness. Now, seeing it restored, they shared hopes that their village could become more united, caring, and strong. Rahim watched quietly, feeling a deep sense of satisfaction. Weeks ago, this house had been crumbling and forgotten. Today, it was filled with life, color, and the joyful chatter of children and adults alike. Every step of work, every hour of effort, and every drop of sweat had brought something extraordinary into existence. Imran ran to the small cat who was now resting on a flower pot. "Look, Baba. Even the cat is happy." Rahim chuckled. "Yes, son. Happiness spreads wherever care is given." Grandma Farida walked to the edge of the porch and looked over the garden, then at the smiling villagers. "I have lived a long life," she said softly, "but I have never seen a gift like this. You two have not only restored my house, you have reminded us all of what is possible when we act with love, patience, and courage." The villagers applauded softly, some with tears in their eyes. "This house is now a treasure," one man said, "not for its wood or clay, but for the heart it represents." As the sun began to set, the sky painted shades of orange and purple across the village. Rahim and Imran placed the final touches. Imran arranged small lanterns along the porch. "Baba, when night comes, the house will glow." Rahim smiled. "Yes, son. And the light will not just be from lanterns. It will come from the happiness and hope this house carries." Grandma Farida walked beside them, her hands resting on their shoulders. "You have turned a broken house into a place of dreams, a home that can inspire everyone who sees it. I feel younger today than I have in years just seeing it alive again." Imran hugged Grandma Farida tightly. "I love our house." "Thank you, Baba, for helping us make it beautiful." Rahim hugged them both. "No, son. We all did this together." Every plant, every brushstroke, every repaired wall, each part mattered. This house is a symbol of what we can do when we care for each other. As darkness fell, the villagers slowly left, each carrying a small gift, a flower, a piece of fruit, or a simple token of appreciation. The house, glowing under the soft lantern light, stood proudly as a reminder of hope and dedication. Grandma Farida looked around her home one last time for the day. "I never thought I would see this. You have made something more beautiful than I imagined. This is no longer just a house. It is a heart for our village," Rahim smiled quietly. "And it will remain so, Grandma, as long as we remember to care, to love, and to work together." Imran yawned, leaning against his father. "Baba, can we come back tomorrow to check the garden? I want the flowers to grow tall." Rahim laughed softly. "Yes, son. Tomorrow we will water them again. Every day we care for this house, it will grow stronger and brighter." The night settled over the village, quiet and peaceful. The colorful house glowed under the lanterns. The garden swayed gently in the breeze, and the soft purring of the cat echoed from the porch. Rahim and Imran sat with Grandma Farida, sipping warm tea and looking at the home they had built together. It was no longer a dirt house. It was a home full of life, color, love, and hope. Every villager who had visited felt the warmth, and everyone who heard the story would remember the courage, patience, and kindness that had restored it. Rahim whispered to his son, "Son, one day when you grow up, remember this lesson. No matter how small or broken something may seem, care, love, and determination can make it extraordinary." Imran nodded, his eyes heavy with sleep. "I will, Baba, I promise." Grandma Farida leaned back on the porch chair, smiling. "I have lived many years, but I have never seen anything so beautiful. My home is alive again, thanks to both of you. I will tell stories of this house for many years to come, about how a father and son restored hope and happiness." Rahim looked at the stars above, feeling a quiet pride and peace. The house was complete, but the journey was more than just the repairs and painting. It was about love, patience, care, and the joy of giving. And in the quiet night, the house stood as a beacon, a simple dirt house restored to beauty, warmth, and life, a home that would leave every visitor speechless and every heart full.